Racing. It's all about man and machine working together corner after corner, lap after lap to eke out every possible advantage. But what if your racetrack had no corners and well, the race itself was over just in a matter of seconds? Yes, we're talking drag racing. Up in the Western Ghats, serene Aamby Valley offered its arrow straight and ultra smooth runway for the Valley Run 2013. No less than 200 participants came from all over the country on 2 wheels and 4, with one aim only: to take on the clock and beat it. The cars came in all forms. Some that looked like they had fallen off a production line at an early stage. Doors and seats had been ripped out and sacrificed at the altar of speed. Some cars made you scratch your head, like this custom-made drag machine. You could call it a hybrid. It started life as a Peugeot 309, and somewhere along the line it got a 2.4-litre engine from a Honda Accord strapped onto its back seat, and yes, a turbocharger too. All these were there to burn rubber and smoke the competition. And of course, there were some bone stock cars too. And all these were taking part in their own categories and trying to best the others in their space. But the crowds were waiting impatiently for the foreign car class. And what a collection it was! Super posh Rolls Royces and Bentleys rolled up their trousers and hit the track. The Rolls clocked 15.5 seconds. The Continental was faster at 13.7. But the serious runners were the thoroughbreds: Audi's R8, Lamborghini's Gallardo, Nissan's GTR. Eventually, the battle boiled down to the Porsche and the Nissan. Later, it was the monster from Japan that outran the rocket from Germany by half a second. The Nissan GTR clocked a time of 11.2 seconds, the fastest time on 4 wheels. Now, what would the boys on 2 wheels manage? There was some solid hardware sitting in the scrutiny bin. But as it turned out, the best time on 2 wheels was clocked by a BMW S1000RR with a time of 10.2 seconds. But everybody's eyes were peeled on one man who was chipping away at the times. It certainly wasn't easy, but the man in the saddle was 10-time world drag racing champion, Ricky Gadsden. He'd flown in from the US to check out the Indian drag racing scene.
Drag racing is on the up, rising in India, and it's something that they're trying to build. And it's my goal to help build the series over here. And I was really instrumental in other countries that I went to help build the series of drag racing, and I just love it. To meet some of the guys that have bikes and see the passion that they have for the motorcycles, which is the same passion I had growing up. It's really inspiring to me, So if I can inspire these guys to do better and to create a series over here, that's mainly what I'm looking to do.
And Ricky was more than happy to share his drag racing know-how with the Indian crowds.
There is a recipe for it, but there are so many different factors that come into play to get the perfect launch. See, everybody thinks that in drag racing is easy. Lights come down, you let the clutch go, you give it gas, and you go. No, you got to give it just enough clutch and just enough throttle to keep the front wheel on the ground, So there's a lot goes into that perfect recipe, and for me it comes after 30 years of practicing. I've been doing this for a very long time.
At the Valley Run, Ricky had to work hard to get his time down into the low 10 seconds on a borrowed bike. But he has gone much faster than that.
My best performance to date without a wheelie bar, and a wheelie bar is that bar on the back of the bikes that stops you from flipping over. In the States, we run 500 horsepower motorcycles with no wheelie bar and a street tire. My best time on a no wheelie bar bike with a street tire is 7.2 seconds at 206 miles per hour.
And when you're doing crazy stuff like that, danger is never far away.
I've lost some engines and motors locked up, and I've crashed at 180 miles an hour, 190 miles an hour, so it happens. It's part of the sport, you know. It's something you can't worry about before you get on the bike. If it happens, you have to be ready to react and try to control it, but it's something you can't worry about. It's just it's the risk that you take. This is a high-risk sport.
As we saw it later in the day, Ricky wasn't put off by the danger of an unfamiliar bike or track. He just got down and hustled the ZZR 1400 to a whopping time of 10 seconds flat. That was a brilliant way to wrap up Valley Run 2013. Hopefully, it's reignited the drag racing fever in this part of the country, and we get to see a lot more of this high-octane excitement in the near future.